Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you today?
Alhamdulillah. Fine.
Fine.
So far, so good.
Okay, so last time we discussed the different possibilities of loss in translation. Can someone remind us the levels where translation loss can occur? So I'll show you in case you've forgotten. Can someone remind us?
Mariam?
Yes, Mariam.
Yeah, okay. Lexical level, phonetic level, the attitude level, level of education, style, and foreignness, structure,
Yes.
and in structure, the ambiguity and bonds, direct and indirect, culture and religion. I think that's it, right?
Okay.
And letters.
And also sound.
Sounds. If you go gradually, you would notice that they make sense. You start with the sound and you end with the general context of the text. I think foreignness was the last one. Okay, so like I said, today we're going to be practical. And we have 39 students in the room, and I expect to hear from 39 students. Okay, good. Now, what we're going to do is that we're going to be translating several texts. We're going to start with the easiest one, and that would be this one. Is it easier to send you the text on WhatsApp? Yes, while explaining it here, is it easier?
Yes.
Okay, so for those who wish to have it written in front of them, I'll send it to your WhatsApp group.
Or in messages here in Zoom.
Okay, I can
So
do that.
can forward.
Okay, where did we go? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we do.
What can you see?
The search was
brother.
not easy. The text.
Okay. So let's read this together. Anyone interested in reading this text?
Can I?
Can I?
Name?
Yes.
Alia? Alia? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
The
Can you read
search wasn't easy. We read book after book, dismissing several of them because they were either too familiar to the students, not interested enough to hook them, or touched on topics we're not willing to discuss in a fifth grade setting. Early in our search, our librarian placed a new title in my hands and suggested I read it. I obliged and promptly dismissed it, thinking that since the topic was something our students weren't familiar with, they might not find it interesting.
Okay, can someone tell me what the author means here? Can someone give the context? So who's the speaker? Who's the speaker? Who's the speaker?
Maybe
Is it a
scholar?
doctor? Is it a doctor?
Maybe teacher.
Yes, so it's a teacher. How do you know? It's a teacher. How do you know?
From
Because he said from grade fifth grade.
خلينا نرجع لاتفاقنا. اللي بيحكي اسمه بحكي لها يا يا لا أو ترفعوا ايديكم. صبا.
from the word students.
It's not enough. So there's 50th grade setting, there's books. And
We
what
give
is
the students
what is this
some,
teacher doing? What is this teacher doing? What is he doing?
Making a search.
What is he looking for, or what is she looking for? Mariam.
He tries to find a suitable book to discuss with his students.
Excellent. So now I understand the general context. I understand that this teacher is looking for a book, and I understand that the text is simple. There's nothing much in it. It doesn't seem that there are any puns or, I don't know, difficult terms. Okay, so how do we start translating? How do we start? What do we do now? Mariam.
Now it is a short text, so we have to read it carefully and understand it, and then like to read
begin.
more about it. Yeah.
No, you just begin, because it's not a difficult topic. It's an easy one. Like you said, we should read it. We did. We read it together. So now we start translating. Okay. Now the first thing you do is that you make sure that the writing begins from the right, not from the left. So you go up, look at these icons. You choose this one on the right, and then this one. So these two are important. I'm going to mark them for you. Look here. This one, make sure you're pressing on the one on the right, and then there's another one here. You make sure that you've pressed on it. Okay. Why? Because if you're writing from, if it is like this, and if one of them is on the right and the other is on the left, the text does not appear to be, it will cause you technical problems while translating. Okay, so the search wasn't easy. We read book after book, dismissing several of them because they were either too familiar to the students, not interesting enough to hook them, or touched on topics we were not willing to discuss in a fifth grade setting. What do we notice here? What do we notice here? That the sentence is what? Is it a short sentence?
No, it's long. It's a long sentence.
It's a long sentence. Excellent. So it's a long sentence. Now, you would also notice that we have جمل اعتراضية here, right? If they're between two commas. So that might cause me a problem in Arabic, right? Because in Arabic, you can construct a long sentence, but you're going to need to be careful with it, right? Because it might not go in the same order of the English text. What makes sense in English as a series of events does not necessarily make sense in Arabic in the same order. Again, the order of information in English does not necessarily make sense the same way in Arabic. So sometimes you need to bring things first. Sometimes you need to put things at the end. Sometimes you need to break the sentence into shorter sentences. And this goes to like both ways. Sometimes in Arabic, the sentence is too long, and somewhere inside the sentence you don't know, or the subject keeps changing. So in the English structure, you're going to need to start a new sentence, break the sentence, the long sentence, into shorter sentences. So again, it works both ways. If it's long in Arabic and makes sense in Arabic, does not necessarily mean that it makes sense in English, and vice versa. Okay? Good. Now, like we said, the search wasn't easy. Now, starting with this, without looking at the rest of the paragraph, we might not understand this person is talking about. So the search wasn't easy. I might start and say لم يكن البحث سهلا, right? And then I
Yeah.
move forward and say we read book after book. Again, I'm translating out loud in order to see the possibilities and the choices you might be making and the decisions you might be making while translating. So لم يكن البحث سهلا. قرأنا كتابا بعد
بعد
كتاب.
آخر أو بعد آخر صح؟
Hold on, please. Don't interrupt me while working on this one. Okay? Because this one is an example and I'm going to show you what we do right, what we do wrong, and then I'm going to let you translate this one and the other and the other texts. Okay, so let's try to just stay quiet the first 5 minutes. قرأنا كتابا بعد كتاب, dismissing several of them because they were either too familiar to the students, not interesting enough to hook them, or touched on topics we were not willing to discuss in a fifth grade setting. Okay, so قرأنا كتابا بعد كتاب. واستبعدنا مجموعة منهم لأنهم كانوا إما مألوفين للطلبة أو لم يكونوا ممتعين لدرجة أن تجذب اهتمامهم، أو تحدثت عن مواضيع لم نكن نرغب في مناقشتها في الصف الخامس. Okay, so basically now I got the words correctly, I got the meaning correctly. Now let's see if I can make it more, I don't know, natural in Arabic. So do I need to maintain the search wasn't easy and then we read book after book, or can I bring them together? Let's see. لم يكن البحث عن الكتب سهلا، فبعد قراءة مجموعة من الكتب استبعدنا كثير منهم لأنهم استبعدنا الكثير منهم، فبعضهم كان مألوف ولا مألوفا؟ كان
مألوفا. لأنه خبر.
Guys, I said stay quiet. I'm doing it loud. I'm not asking, okay? I'm not asking. I'm just translating loudly, okay? فبعضهم كان مألوف. No, مألوفا, like you said. فبعضهم كان مألوفا للطلبة والبعض الآخر كان والبعض الآخر لم يكونوا I'll return to this later. لجذب اهتمامهم.
أما الكتب الأخرى فتحدثت عن مواضيع لم نرغب في مناقشتها في in a 5th grade setting. What could that possibly mean? Let's see. Let's ask Google. Okay. So let's see if Globe had anything. Grade setting. No, this is not what I'm looking for. Okay, no. مرحلة. No. I'll try المعاني. Okay. Let's see setting. No. إدخال. No. Okay. Okay, I can't find anything that's suitable here. 5th grade setting. Okay, I'll just look for synonyms. Setting. Synonyms. Okay, surroundings. Background. I'll look for surrounding. محيط. Still no. Okay, I'll look here for setting and one. محيط. I can't find anything. Okay, I'll just go back and I'll translate it to الصف الخامس. I'll keep it this way. Okay, لم يكن البحث عن الكتب سهلا. فبعد قراءة مجموعة من الكتب استبعدنا الكثير منهم، فبعضهم كان مألوفا للطلبة والبعض الآخر لم يكونوا ممتعين لدرجة تجذب اهتمامهم. أما الكتب الأخرى فتحدثت عن مواضيع لم نرغب في مناقشتها في الصف الخامس. Okay. Can someone tell me what they noticed in what I just did? So what did I do?
Making decisions.
Good. Yes. What else?
You make the text sound natural as Arabic text.
Good. So if we're going to compare between this one, let's compare between these two. Hold on. Okay, so let's look at the two texts. لم يكن البحث سهلا. قرأنا كتابا بعد كتاب واستبعدنا مجموعة منهم لأنهم كانوا إما مألوفين للطلبة أو لم يكونوا ممتعين لدرجة أن تجذب اهتمامهم أو تحدثت عن مواضيع لم نكن نرغب فيهم. Okay, now if we look at this and this, they mean the same. They have the same structure. They have the same information order. They have the same everything. So this is what we call literal translation. We literally translated everything. Remember when we discussed calc, borrowing, literal translation. So we chose the same order, the same structure, everything that was in the source text, and we put it the same in the target text. Here, I'm going to ask first, did I add any information? Information, not words,
No.
information.
No, no.
So I didn't add
No.
new information. What I did was I played around the text, giving the same information, only made it sound smoother, made it sound more reasonable in Arabic, more natural in Arabic than it was in the first original translation. Again, if we're going to ask the question, is this correct or incorrect translation? How correct a translation is a difficult choice to make. But let's say this one is more natural, more appealing, makes more sense. This one doesn't seem to be, it can be improved, okay? But at first, or like basically, it's more natural than this one. And if you read it, you don't feel that it's been translated. Here, it sounds odd. It sounds like it's been translated. It feels like it's not an original text. And if you notice, one of the posts I posted on Facebook, on our Facebook group, I mentioned, it was, I think, in an article, the article I posted, he said that you need to make your text, your translation feel natural, feel as though what? As though it's been written in the target language, not translated into the target language. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you, let's say, how many minutes to translate this one? How many minutes? How many minutes do you need to translate this part?
5 or 3 minutes.
Okay, I'll give you 7 minutes. And I want to say something. Now, thinking loudly takes more time. So what I did like 5 minutes ago, I was thinking out loud in order for you to hear what happens in the head. But when you translate, you won't be doing what I did verbally. You would be doing it mentally. So it will take less time to translate. Okay? And one of the things I wanted to point out was sometimes you need to keep looking for a word. You need to keep looking, like when I did with the sitting. Now, I was looking for the translation of sitting, 5th grade sitting. Now, sometimes I was focusing on finding an equivalent for the word setting. But do I really need the translation of the word setting? After having looked in the dictionaries and on Google, I realized that I don't need to have 3 words. I don't need 5th grade sitting. It would have been enough to just say في الصف الخامس. Okay? So I want you to pay attention to this. Not every word in the source text needs to be translated clearly in the target text. So I'll give you 7 minutes. يعني على 5 وقديش و12 دقيقة على 5 و12 دقيقة. هتلاقوا ضايل 4 دقايق هنا. بعد 4 دقايق هسكر وهبعت لكم اللينك. تمام؟ بس هلا ابدوا اشتغلوا، يعني على 5 و12 دقيقة تكونوا مخلصين تشتغلوا. إذا لقيتوا هذا طفى هكون بعت لكم لينك للرابط الاجتماع الجديد إن شاء الله. في حدا عنده سؤال قبل ما تبدوا؟ هترجموا من هنا لهنا عشان نكون واضحين، اللي بالأحمر. محدش عنده سؤال؟ أوكي.